In this one, a build deep dive for lightning slash converted physical at 27 trillion DPS. This is what I managed to achieve in around 2 months of the season 8. Wanted to make this video much sooner, but it took me around 3 weeks of legendary Ash maps to drop Banished Starlight 2-handless sword. And after crafting the sword, I didn't min-max it, so I only gained a minuscule amount of damage from my previous sword, which was just TF84. With my current setup, it takes around 3 minutes to do a hard 170 maps. Sometimes it's 2.5 minutes, sometimes 3.5, depends on what type of mods I get. Most of the time, Curse of Speed is the worst one, but that's only because I don't have the Ancient mod on the boots that would make me immune to movement speed slows. I'm using Source Awakening when I'm doing leaderboards right now. Previously, I was switching to Source Awakening when I was doing T11 Greater cards, but right now it's basically unnecessary. For the maps, I'm using Origin Awakening. It's the best one to use. It gives you so much multi-target that Source Awakening just doesn't make any sense. And this is my damage. My mapping damage is much lower than this, but it's enough to do 170 hard level maps. Let's talk setup, and let's start with a gear. I'm doing a critical plus maximized, so I'm basically a hybrid build. For the weapon, I'm using the Vanished Starlight with attack damage implicit. Running the TF85 that has a critical damage multiplier is not a bad choice, but this is much better, even though it has a little bit less critical rate base. But 12 is more than enough. It has so much more flat damage that it's really worth to run this one. On the affixes themselves, I didn't went for TF14s. I didn't want to min-max that much, especially this late into the season, so this is what I have. I rolled fire damage, but fire damage works because the convert physical damage converts all of the flat damage into physical damage. That also applies to orbs for other types of damages like cold, fire, lightning, and poison, and so on and so on. That means I have quite a bit of flat damage on this build. For the legendary, I went for attack damage multiplier. This is important. This is basically what you want to have. And when I rolled the Ancient mod, I basically knew that I'm not gonna be bothering with this anymore, as the Ancient is really bad, and it takes so much time to roll this correctly, I'm not gonna bother. Every single other piece of my gear is basically a default craft that I have on YouTube. The helmet, the only difference is that I really went for high crafts and low crafts, and both of those are correct. This is the biggest difference from the previous season. For the legendaries, I went for elemental resistance. This is one of the easiest way to fix your elemental resistances. I also do have my Zodiac Stones that I rolled for elemental resist. The values are not high, but when you roll quite a few of these, they add up to quite a bit, and it's like exactly enough to cap the elemental resistances even on legendary maps. Resource cost, of course, this is not the best one. I would love to have some stats. However, I managed to get 2 good Ancients this season. One is on the helmet for damage amp and attack and hand skill rune effect amplification, and the next one is on my Spoldus for melee damage amplification. Besides that, I didn't get any good Ancients. My Spoldus are probably the weakest link in here, and the Spolder change to something like Afro Stories or any other unique Spolders that give damage amplification would be the easiest damage to gain on this build. But I don't have any. This is what I'm running. Really simple one, leggy for the HP. I really wanted to get as much HP as possible, as running 170 hard maps at like 50k or less HP is, you're gonna get one tap. My chest, I always like to roll the reflect damage immunity as an authority mod. I can show you that in here. Where is it? Defense? Yeah, reflect damage 120, 100 is enough. On the chest, legendary affixes gear dodge rate, really important. Ancient mod, not really good, but yeah. I also run some Spica's Light, only because I'm lazy to craft another gloves, but probably at this point, it wouldn't be an upgrade to run and crafted gloves unless you get really good Ancient on them. And I'm not really good with the Ancients. So yeah, I'm running this. I got a nice Holy for 21 HP and a little bit of good damage. Boots, okayish. I'm running movement speed amplification in here because I'm running a movement speed increase on my rune mastery levels. And this is one of the things that I pick up as soon as possible after I pick up all the defense nodes. So yeah, flat movement speed multiplier, and movement speed amplification, and of course, I'm running a movement speed potion. The boots themselves, it's a pretty default ones. The damage taken dampening into regen enables me to do one really interesting thing, and that thing is that I can run a Berserker Zodiac node. which is damage amplification on critical hit. This is a really nice one. However, it can make your build really weird because losing 2% HP, depending on the map affixes that you get, you can get like insane amount of HP recovery, dampening on the map, and you might start just losing your health all the time. It happened to me so many times, but damage is worth it. Damage is worth it. On the legendary, I picked up some elemental resistance. This is the last elemental resist affix that I need. On the ancient, nothing. I would really love to have the movement speed immunity for the movement speed reduction, but yeah. So I could run those Curse of Speed maps and don't bother about those. This is what I have. On my accessories, I have all of the Star Jewels. I'm running Sweep. On another one, Raging Particles. On another one, Fighting Spirits. And on another one, Sprouting Energy. I could run something like Display of Lightning for additional lightning damage, but I just didn't manage to roll it, and I got exactly 4 Star Jewels, and they stopped. I was so happy, it took me so many days to drop those. I just pick up whatever I had. My necklace is Caprice Heart. I managed to get a decent Holy, which actually helped me. I was running so low attack speed. None of my items has attack speed roll. I basically rely on my big potion that gives me 96% attack speed amplification. Besides that, I have no attack speed, so this one helped me a lot. Just a nice Divines. I didn't get any good Ancients, but Divines this season were really nice. On the belt, I enhance potion duration. On the leggy, all the time, this is the best one. On the Ancient, I would like to have more enhanced potion effect, but I did 2 reversions, didn't get it, and I gave up. Caster Refraction. This one I have a big questions. I'm not really sure if this is such a good choice, but crafting a ring takes so many resources, and I'm gonna keep the ring craft for another season. Divine is also pretty good, extra elemental resistances, even though this amount is not really necessary on my build. Band of Certainty, I'm not maximized build, but base stats, hit rate, damage, and damage amp is really nice on this one. Ancient or Divine is a physical damage multiplier. I didn't get any of the set bonuses. Getting something like HP on every attack hit would help a lot. You could do that on the crafted ring, and you want to have it because you're still gonna be losing HP because of the legendary map modifiers or even rare map modifiers. So yeah, that Maggot Executioner is really nice defensive one. I just didn't have enough holy essences to keep rolling and getting something good. This will be the gear. I'm again running Soulstone. This is second season. I just don't bother getting anything good on the modifiers. I pick up Ilya Blessing, which gives damage amp on the cooldown and a little bit of HP regen, and I'm good with it. I'm not gonna bother unless they change the system. I just don't like it. For the jewel score, this is what I'm at. Getting to 150 would be really nice for extra potion effect. After that, it's just so much work. I could remove a little bit of Earth Energy effect, but Earth Energy effect is really close to damage amp, especially when I only have like 3 sources for the Earth Energy effect, and rolling high damage on Black Jewel, high value damage amp is not easy to do. My charms are these. I'm running maximization chance on my leggies and then as much damage as possible on other ones. I'm running strength damage amplification on this one, and as you can see, I'm running 140, 140, 140, and 180 on Subda. I didn't fix this. I really wanted to, but I've been doing those 3 weeks of Altars of Blessings to drop the Vanished Starlight weapon, and I didn't fix my Lacrima. So I think, okay, let's finish talking about this one. So I don't have any buffs or charm slot upgrades on this one because I'm just out. And this is what I'm gonna do next season. I'm gonna go for the tier 7s, this one, and I'm gonna go also for the tier 5. There is a tier 5 charm slot upgrade, which has quite a bit of damage. You need to have tier 5 charm, but if you work for it and you manage to do it, it's a really nice upgrade. Yeah, this one. Exclude legacy all options, tier 5. There is nothing else I can do. This is the first time I'm at this spot when I don't have, all of my charms are basically min-maxed. At least the legendary affixes. I could have more maximized damage ones. And if I had a critical rate, maximized damage, and critical damage charm that is not this one specific, I could use this one, which gives maximize to all options and exclude maximize all options -20. This could be a nice upgrade. but I just didn't manage to roll a good charm on that. So my charm setup is really weird right now. It is correct one. I could do a little bit more work, and it would be so much better. So why am I running 187 Sebda? It's because my Lacrima. This Lacrima I dropped super early in the game. It was on 170 normal maps. I'm running a 2-hander weapon unique, 1-hander unique, and belt. Running 2 belts, it feels like it's necessary right now. Having a Lacrima without the belt, you can even use unique belt and use Overture of Grace in it, but crafted one is gonna be so much more value. Without this one, I don't know if I would be able to do a 170 hard level maps. So this is the values that I have: 103 damage, 96 attack, 82 HP. So basically on the map, I am around 80k HP right now. Another thing is, I could use something like Accubant's Punishment in here. 2-hander, I don't have any other choice. But basically this Lacrima is not really the best one to have. I really would love to have a rear one and craft both 2-hander and 1-hander. But this is what I'm running. I just didn't manage to fix it. I think I even have the Lacrima, it's just that I didn't bother doing it. I think I have caster one, right? Yeah, this one. This one would be so much more damage. I would lose quite a bit of range. Gaining that amount of damage would keep me basically on the same amount of time that I spend on my maps. It wouldn't increase the time and it wouldn't decrease the time, I would think. Skill board, I haven't changed anything from my previous video. What I would like to mention is that I have Whirlwind in here not to do the maps. It's only for unique maps that are really low level. And when I'm doing those maps, I also pick up some item of priority, and I do like tier 9s, tier 6s, tier 5s, and tier 4s. Unique maps. I just use a Wignet for Origin, for attack speed and maximization damage. I don't need more critical damage, I need more maximized damage. And I can show you that because I'm basically 800 on critical damage. On the map I even have more, but my maximized damage is super low. I could have 1k triple maximized and 500 double maximized, and it would make my damage skyrocket. I just can't find any other sources beside the Afro Stories. Center of Gravity, Awakening to Verity. I also have one Awakening to Origin for the leaderboards. Seal of Tracking as a rapid seal with time acceleration and increased duration, and everything else is default. I don't have my second skill board, I just don't have anything else to put in here. I'm running a unique runestone for damage penetration. I would love to run the damage amp one, and I have so many damage amp ones. It's just that it's always not in the correct spot. I'm not even looking for this specific spot. I'm just looking for the spot that I could manage my skill board, but I just can't. I didn't find the usable one. I can also check my Zodiacs, and at the same time, I'm gonna check the Zodiacs and the Zodiac Stones. Zodiac Stones can fix your hit rate. And this is the best way to use these. It's hit rate, elemental resistance, and it has a few weird ones, but in order to get those weird ones, you want to use like stun. But enabling stun nodes on specific traits sometimes is super hard, so you kind of have sometimes to run Moon. But there is so many good star nodes, star affixes on those Zodiac Stones, but in my case I'm running really simple. A little bit of hit rate. On this one I have a little bit of flat damage. This one I'm running elemental resistance, an enhanced potion effect, a little bit of HP and HP multiplier. This one helps really good early game with those HP values. I also running physical distortion. This is basically a default stuff. I have mana on every hit, just an extra point that I have nowhere else to spend. Yeah, this one is elemental resistance and HP, a really nice one. And we have like 10 of the Zodiac Stones. You can find quite a few value out of those. It takes quite a bit to grind those. Some of those I didn't even roll to anything super good, as this sun could roll something really nice. It's just the problem is I didn't do too many constellations. I don't have powerful emotions to roll these. There is a little bit more min-maxing to pick up, not necessarily damage, but maybe a little bit more hit rate or a little bit more elemental resistances. Most of these, yeah, I only care about elemental resistance as I have no other elemental resistance rolls. I did manage to drop all the spec ones. I tried to get something good on these, but these are Moon, and Moon doesn't want to roll anything super good. On the spec 2, A little bit of damage amp. This is probably the best I ever had, as it's a star, and I can use it. This one is pretty good. And the spec 3 is this one. Can't get anything better than this. A little bit of fizz damage amp. Again, it's Moon 1. Star could roll a little bit better affixes than this. For the offerings, I really like Muraseti, especially early in the game. Having a little bit of extra mana and HP potion effect helps a lot. Then Spica and Lever. Alyssa in here is not really necessary. It would be better to go for more Lever or Spica for more damage amp. On Rune Mastery levels, I have some suboptimal decisions. I don't suggest to copy paste. I picked up damage upon attacking. I'm just testing. I wanted to see how much amp I can get from this, but by the looks of it, it was a bad idea. It cost 10 points for this one. Most of this is defensive. I have damage amps against fire, lightning, and physical status. Then block expertise. I really like it. You don't need shield to benefit from it. You can block without the shield. Having critical damage taken decrease is important. 30% from critical hits is a lot. Then movement speed. After the movement speed, I picked up some enhanced potion cooldown recovery, which then goes into enhanced potion duration and enhanced potion effect. And this pretty much sums up my setup. Where's my damage coming from, where my defense coming from, and some of the weird decisions that I made also. Don't forget to check the description for any updates on the video. I'm also leaving links to authority crafting and a few more videos and Google Sheets, in which you are going to find more detailed itemization and gearing. I'm leaving you with this map. GG's, bye bye, and see you in the next one.